I'm Monica Starr. Today we're going to be creating a really sophisticated, simple pastel arrangement using this cool champagne container that I found. The steps to make this arrangement will be first properly preparing your vase, designing with your flowers, and then we'll talk about how to make sure we have this little beauty last for days in your home. Let's jump right in here. I've prepared this container already using properly mixed floral preservative with water. This is 1 quart to 1 package of floral preservative. Went ahead and popped it in my vase. I didn't fill the vase all the way to the top. I have it about 3/4 of the way full. I do this so that as I'm designing, I'm not splashing water all over and creating a flood on my design table. Now, I'm going to start creating the base of this arrangement. A lot of the times when we get home from our florist or you unpack a flower fix box, you want to dive right in with the biggest, most gorgeous blooms. Unfortunately, we have to wait until the very last to put in our focal flowers. We need to start with a good base so that when we get to designing our focal flowers, they're not able to shift around. This cool green trick is what I'm going to start with. And this is not going to be a tall arrangement. It's going to be a lower, more elegant drapey arrangement. And I want to take this green trick and I want to cut it so that the top of the bloom is just edging over the container lip. And I'm going to do that with this slice as well. I want to remove any foliage that might potentially drop into the water. It will create a really gross sludge and your flowers won't live as long. So I'm starting off with my 2 pieces of this green trick over on this side. Gonna move on to my next lower flower, drapey, has a cool line, amaranthus. Now again, we've got to remove any foliage that might fall below the water line. And you can use your clippers if you're not comfortable plucking it away with your fingers. Cut everything at an angle, and I'm going to tuck this guy in here. Move on to my next piece. I want about three to 4 draping pieces. And as you can see, I took this one stem that I had, I divided it, I used the top section, cleaned off the foliage and the flower, and then used the bottom section as well, so I got a little more mileage out of that one piece. There's the base of my arrangement, the amaranthus and the trick. I'm going to next move on to these lovely peachy colored Gerber daisies. Gerber daisies last a really long time when they're used in a low arrangement like this. They can easily bring water up their stems the shorter they're cut. So this is a good application to get the most bang for your buck out of a Gerber daisy. I'm going to tuck 2 of these guys in here. And you can see the arrangement start to take shape. Next, my favorite flower, these gorgeous Cymbidium orchids. These, I was at my local wholesaler, such cool coloring, a little bit of the soft green, the burgundy throat. I'm going to tuck those and allow those to rest on top of the green trick. They have their own water source. The Cymbidium orchids come in a really long stem of 15 blooms, and I'm getting the most out of them by separating them off their stem, putting them in a water tube, and designing with them. So now I've got the main elements of my design. I want to come back in and do a little accent with this Hypericum berry. It's also known as St. John's wort. I'm removing the foliage just because I feel like it's really overpowering. You don't necessarily need to do that if you like the foliage around the berries. And then I'm coming in here, there's a couple little broken off heads. I want to tidy that up with my clippers. I'm going to tuck the berries in. for a fun little accent on this side. This stem looks really great. The berries and the stems are all in good shape. Tuck this one behind. And now I want to accent this cool burgundy throat. Now this is Astrantia. Really interesting texture and color. And maybe one more little piece down here. And there we have it. I want to talk about why I selected these flowers to help you create something similar with the same type of interest. First off, all of my different products have a different texture. This amaranthus is very fuzzy, flowy, has a cool line. The trick is a mass of solid green. We've got the smooth, lush petals of the cymbidiums, the berry, very textural, and then these larger petals that have movement going from the center to the edge. Each of these flowers and botanical products are really different from each other. And when you place product together that all is very different, it elevates the design of your arrangement and makes each flower stand out from the other and become the most that it can possibly be in the arrangement. Now, remember, I only had 3/4 of this container full of water. You want to go ahead and fill to the very brim of your vase water to give these guys the best chance to live. Make sure you don't place them next to any electronics that emit heat. Keep them out of direct sunlight. Add water every single day, and you will be sure to have this cool, fun, elegant little arrangement in your home for days to come.